I just wrapped up my body recomposition phase and officially starting my cut. In today's video, I'll break down the difference between body recomposition and a cut, my strategies for each, and exactly how I'm planning this next phase. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking.
Hello everyone, I'm Shri and I'm a certified personal trainer. Welcome to a space where we keep fitness simple, sustainable, and relatable. I'm here to share what's helping me so that you can take it and apply it to your own journey. I started my personal fitness journey in April 2025. It's almost mid-September and it's almost been 4.5 months since I started my journey. This is what my body used to look like before I started my body recomposition. I took a break from lifting and going to the gym for about 7 months before I started this body recomp phase. So most of the muscle mass was not visible. And I did go through a beginner phase in the first couple months where all my muscles started building back up. And this is what my body looks like right now. Now, there is not a lot of change on the scale. My starting weight was 97 kilograms and currently I'm at 93. That's about 3-4 kilograms difference, but there's a huge difference in the composition of my body, how I feel, how my clothes fit, and in every other non-scale measurements, my body is so much better than what I first started. I'm feeling so much better, happier, I'm eating way better than what I used to. I'm lifting stronger weights in the gym, which is one of the most significant win that I would point out. So all in all, this body recomp has been such a successful journey for me for the last 4.5 months. And now I think it's time to cut through a little bit more of that body fat and make that muscle more visible and make my body look more toned. So before I go into more detailed about what I'm planning to do in my cut, let's discuss about what the difference between a body recomposition phase and a cut phase is. Body recomposition is necessarily eating about maintenance calories and still losing fat but gaining muscle both at the same time. Now, I've done a complete video about body recomposition and how you can achieve this. If you want to check that out, I'll link that in the description. Please go ahead, take a look at it. I've covered everything you need to know about body recomposition. It's typically ideal for people who are either beginners or returning back to fitness after taking a long break for more than like 3 or 4 months, or for people who have a relatively higher body fat percentage. Now, when it comes to a cutting phase, it's a little bit more aggressive form of a body recomposition. And why I say that is because when you're in a cutting phase, you're going to be in a calorie deficit, which necessarily means that you're going to be eating less calories than your maintenance calories, about 300 to 500 calories less than what your body needs to maintain the physical shape that you're in. And your goal is to lose as much body fat as possible while still maintaining the amount of muscle mass that you have. When you're in a cutting phase, tracking calories and macros would be a little bit more difficult and you need to be more precise. If you put it in simple terms, body recomp is slow and steady body makeover, but cutting is sharpening and revealing what's underneath those body fat. Now, I've been in a cutting phase before, about 1.5 years before, and I was able to cut down my body weight from 93 to about 85, which is not significant, but something else happened. And then I gained all the weight back because I wasn't sustainable with what I was doing with my journey. So this time it's going to be different. I want to keep this weight off for the long term and I want it to be more manageable and maintainable. I'm overall happy with my body recomp results. My goal was to try to get my weight to 90, but I wasn't there quite, but I'm still happy with where I am. When talking about the challenges, I would say one of the major issues that I had was to keep up with my step count. I'm working from home about 3 days a week, and during this time, it's really hard for me to get my steps as much as I wanted to. My goal was to get to 10,000 steps. On the worst days, I've got like 2,000 steps. Some days I've gotten my steps all the way up to 17,000. So although it was very challenging for me to keep up with the step count. I was able to get on an average of about 8,000 to 9,000 steps a day, which I'm pretty happy about. But going forward, I want to be more focused on keeping my step goal very consistent and getting as much a step as I need to. With regards to nutrition and eating, it's not been so hard for me. I have been eating pretty healthy when I started, but right now I'm not eating out as much, maybe once or twice a week. But even when I'm eating out, I am trying to be mindful of the macros and calories that I'm taking. Protein intake is something that I have to keep in mind as well. It was really hard to get that many protein in the diet, especially when I'm eating mostly whole food. But I tried my best to keep my food variety and have difference rather than just eat the same thing for like 5 days a week. I started ingredient prepping rather than prepping the whole meal and then getting tired of the meal throughout the week. Those are some things that I would like to improve. Those are the challenges that I face in my body recomposition phase. But I think these are the lessons that I'm going to be taking forward to my cutting phase. Make sure that I'm able to pick myself up from wherever I left off, understand the difficulties that I have when it comes to calorie tracking, macro tracking, staying up to date with my steps, and also working out. So working out's never been hard for me because I'm a personal trainer. I'm at the gym like 5-6 days a week. So it's never been hard for me. I've been getting 4 days of strength training. I'd like to continue that. The reason why I'm going into a cut is because I've always been chubby and curvy, even when I was a teenager. So I was never able to see what I would look like if I'm leaner. I'm way stronger than what I started on my fitness journey 3 years ago. And I'm happy with the progress that I have. But at the same time, I want my body composition to be in a little bit leaner side. I'm trying to reveal as much of the muscle mass as I can and increase my metabolism and condition my body at the same time. The recomp phase was mostly about building habit and getting into the habit of tracking my calories, tracking my water, tracking my steps. Cutting phase would be more about refining those habits and staying in that habit and making myself a little bit better than what I used to be in the recomp, and facing all the challenges that I had and refining them and making it to a better outcome than what I had in the recomp phase. Let me tell you guys what my strategy for cutting would be. With regards to calories and nutrition, my maintenance calorie is 2,400 calories, even with working out like 4 times a week and still being on my feet most of the time. My goal is to keep my deficit somewhere between 300 to 500. So I'll be aiming to eat around 1,800 to 1,900 calories in a day, focusing mostly on whole foods, 80% whole foods and 20% of the food that I love. Even though I'm not very good at tracking every single macronutrients, I will be tracking my protein. I want to maintain as much muscle mass as I can. So I will be tracking my protein to the point, and my goal is to get at least 150 to 170 grams of protein per day. Now, these numbers are completely focused on me and my nutrition and my body weight and my goals. Now, if you guys want a complete detailed video about how to set your goals, if you're trying to go on a cut phase, if you're in a body recomp phase, please let me know in the comments and I can make a complete video for you guys based off of that. Now, with regards to training, I have been strength training for 4 times a week with 2 upper body and 2 lower body days. I will be keeping my split exactly the same because I love that split. It gives me the flexibility to move around workouts and work around my schedules. But the one thing that I'm gonna add is a metabolic conditioning workout at least once a week. Now, when it comes to my lifestyle, I don't have any major commitments for the next 6 to 8 months. So I am okay to focus on recovery, sleeping, stress relief. I don't have major stressors for the next 6 months. So I'm going to focus mostly on recovering the best way that I can, especially when we're on a cut. We need to be giving ourselves enough time to recover, rest, and get into the best physical form. And my step goal for my cutting phase would be around 12,000 to 15,000 steps. Now, I know it sounds a lot, but I am going to be strategic about my steps. I'm trying to get at least 3,000 steps in the first 2 hours I wake up. Now, with that being said, even if I get 10,000 steps a day, I'm still happy. But on a best day, I would have 15,000 steps. And on my worst day, I'll be aiming to get at least 12,000 steps. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I have been practicing this because I'm slowly transitioning to the cut phase from my body recomp, and I was able to get at least 4 days with 15,000 steps, even if I don't achieve it. Always remember, progress over perfection. So I'm not gonna stress too much. That's my goal. I'll try my best to get to my goal, and if not, we still take what we can. With regards to tracking my progress, I will be taking daily weigh-ins and weekly progress pictures and body measurements. Our body weight and composition is going to change on a daily basis based off of what we eat, what we drink, how much we walk, how much we sleep, and how much carb we eat. I'm not going to be obsessing over my weigh-ins every day. The most important thing to know, whether you're in a body recomposition phase, or if you're in a cutting phase, or if you're in a bulk phase, is that change requires time. I'm gonna give myself enough time for that change to be reflective on my body. I'm gonna be consistent on everything that I'm doing. Just because I don't see a change in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month or two, I'm not gonna give up. And the second important thing is not to obsess over the scale. Like I said before, daily check-ins, daily weigh-ins are not a measure of progress. They are just a parameter for us to keep track of how our body is doing. Basing our whole progress just off of the daily check-in scale weight is not ideal. We're never supposed to do that. We should be focusing on other things: how we're feeling, how our body is responding, how energetic we are, how good our cardio is. There's a lot of other parameters that we can focus on other than just our body weight on the scale. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on, and that's what's always given me the satisfaction that I'm doing the right things in the right way rather than just my body weight. Recomp build my foundation, and this cutting phase will help me reveal what I've built in the body recomposition phase. I will be documenting every single one of my progress, and I will try to post at least one video every 2 weeks, giving you guys a complete rundown of how my cutting is going, what my workouts are, what food I'm eating, everything and anything you need to know. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave any questions or concern that you have in the comment section below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram so that you can get daily updates. And if you're on your own personal fitness journey, whether it be body recomping or cutting, always remember, progress over perfection, and any progress is progress. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, I'll see you guys.